Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be running through a trade that I took last week on the pound dollar. It peaked at 4.8%. My target originally was 5%, but this was shared with a few people that are in the community that I'm now involved with over at Momentum FX. And they managed to secure 3 to 4% easily. I was still trying this method. Even though it peaked at 4.8%, I was holding out for 5%. And with it being a set and forget strategy, it ended up being a loss. But you just have to stick with the statistics of the data you've tested. And going forward, I will change it to 4.7%. Let's get into the breakdown of the trade that we took. So I know I haven't uploaded on this channel for a while, and there's been a lot going on in the background and things going on this year. My Forex funds being a main sort of issue. Since my Forex fund situation, I have taken another $200,000 funded account, which I'm now in phase 2 of. Currently minus 2%, but when the opportunities come around, hopefully I'll have it boxed off by the end of January. December can be a bit slow, but we'll see what happens. If I can sort it earlier, I will, but I'm just being realistic, and I'm expecting that it'll be done January next year. So starting off with the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we are clearly bullish. We've had 2 4-hour breaker structures to the upside. Okay, and now what I look for in my plan is at 6 a.m, 10 a.m, and 2 p.m. On those 4-hour closes, I look to see if there's any opportunities there. For example, if we see a clear bullish 4-hour breaker structure or a nice bullish 4-hour candle, then I'm looking to ride the momentum to the direction that candle closed in. So in this case here, on the 28th of November, last Tuesday at the time of recording, at 10 a.m, we get a bullish 4-hour candle close to the upside, and you can see 3 internal wicks that are recent here have been surpassed. No, we haven't quite managed to break this wick to the left, but we can see it's got quite a nice close to it. We've had rejection to the downside. So at this point, I then scale down to a 5-minute time frame to look for an entry point. Okay, so here's the 5-minute time frame. At this current point in time, it's about to tick over to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? So what I look for is an area where 5-minute structure is quite strong. If there isn't an area of 5-minute structure clear to me, then I'll wait to see how the wick develops of the new 4-hour candle and see if it looks strong enough to use as a stop loss guide. So if we just play price forward, you can see the first 5-minute candle, it opens to the upside and then closes bearish. So a wick has now been generated on the 4-hour candle at this point. I like to see at least a couple of pips retracement before considering the wick to be strong enough or price to the downside to be tested enough. And when it comes to the stop loss, if I can't enter a position with a 20 pip or less stop loss, then I'm not interested in the trade. I can use this low wick for a structural position to place the stop loss because that bit hasn't been tested, but the candle as a whole has been tested. So at this point now, I want to place a long position in hope to catch the momentum of the next 4-hour candle going to the upside. So I placed my long position tool around the area of the high. So let's say on the wick in this example, I actually went a couple of micro pips above. And then the stop loss, as I mentioned before, would be below the wick of this candle here. And I usually place it about a pip below. I think in this case it was 1.3 pips, just to make it a round figure of 17.5 pip stop loss. And then what I do there is I use this long position tool to enter my target. So once the risk to reward ratio changes to 5, that means that the risk to reward is a 5% target, and I can use these parameters to put into my MetaTrader. So as you can see, 5.05R has now been generated as my take profit. So the reason why I go 0.05 over as well is just to cover some of the commissions from the trade so that you can still get close enough to the 5% profit after commissions. So now I just simply copy and paste these figures and put them into my MetaTrader and share a screenshot of where I'm entering and what I'm doing at this current time to people in the chat on the Discord. And as you can see here, on the 28th of November 2023, I send in a new signal. Now if we play price forward, let's see if we get tagged in. At 20 past 2, so 20 minutes after the 4-hour close, we get a nice tag into our buy position. And now all accounts have been tagged in. So once I've been tagged in, I update everyone in the group, which you can see there, tagged in on all accounts. And at the time there was news release in 35. I still keep the rule not getting involved in a trade half an hour each side of major news events. It just works with my statistics that I've gained over backtesting. And now I'll play price forward and we can see how price moves. So you can see after a little bit after the news event at around 3 o'clock, price ended up catapulting to the upside, and you can see at this point we peaked at just under 3% profit. At this point here we're way over 3% profit. In fact, we're nearly at 4% profit. So when I'm at this stage, I will send an update into Discord channel, and you can see here I've stated we are now running 3% profit. Personally going to hold 5%, but feel free to remove profit here as some of you may want to claw back some losses from earlier this month. So this technique was developed over the past few weeks. It started live at the beginning of last week, so the final week of November. Before that we had a couple of losses, so the markets appeared to change, not have the same sort of opportunity. So I wanted to see if I could test the strategy that's slightly adapted throughout the whole of 2023 and some of 2022 to sort of show that a new strategy can be implemented. It's been tested over so much data and so much time that it's pretty much bulletproof, and it's proven to be. Okay, so some of them I know close at 3% here, which is fine. And if I play price forward now, you can see we drop a bit more, and we're starting to go into the evening of the same day we execute the position, not far off the Asian session open now. So at this point I'm just sleeping whilst I hold the trade, and you can see we got a nice spike up to 4.81% profit, which sounds about right. And if I just switch quickly to the 15-minute time frame once we fast forward price, you can see we tested the lows of the Asian session, went back slightly up to 4% here. I sent another message in. So at 7 o'clock the following day, we were back at 4% profit. So if I play that forward, you can see here we peaked again at over 4% profit, and that's when I sent a message in saying those sick of waiting for 5% to be hit, feel free to close for a solid 4%, which I know the majority of remaining traders did. I think there might have been 2 other people that held out of the 30 members that we have in the community. So that was good. So a lot of people made 4%. And whilst I was monitoring it, I thought, I just want to collect the data to know whether to keep the 5% TP or to change it back down to 4.7, because there was only one trade in my collected data that didn't hit 5R. I think it hit like 4.9. So for me to change it from 5R, it would need a second trade in all of my data to suggest changing the 5 TP to 4.7. So I continue to hold the trade for data collection purposes. And you can see the next day we ended up hitting our stop loss. So that pretty much concludes the trade. It actually was a very good trade and we hit 4.8%. Going forward, this take profit will be hit now because our 4.7R region was easily hit, which you can see there. So I thought I'd just give you a quick breakdown on the GBPUSD trade and its new technique. I'm using 4-hour momentum in line with a specific set of rules. I've got an 11-step trade plan to allow the 5-minute to be used in conjunction with the 4-hour. And I'm hoping to provide more updates and show you guys continued profits of how this strategy works. If you are interested in joining, we do offer a free Discord channel, which I'll leave a link in the bio. Completely free to join, and you can stay up to date with all our daily analysis for free, trades we execute and our positions. Obviously, we then have a premium channel for paying clients that wish to access the specific parameters of when we get involved in the trades and when we get out of the trades. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please leave a like and subscribe. I will be uploading again regularly, hopefully once a week going forward, and I'll keep you updated in the new year on all of my continued profits and funded accounts. See you in the next one.